Ms. Al-Azim, you're Director of Legal Affairs for the National Council of Canadian Muslims. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I want to talk to you about Section 319. Do you know what the phrase intifada means?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Intifada means is a form of revolution.
It's a violent resistance, correct?
There are a number of different intifadas. There was a bread intifada in Egypt that came in. It was about economic
In the context of
revolution,
intifada against Jews in the state of Israel, intifada is violent resistance. Are you going to suggest that it doesn't involve violence?
I think it can involve violence, but I think it can also not involve. Are we really having a discussion about Arabic translation right now?
I appreciate.
I speak Arabic. Do you speak Arabic?
I speak a little bit of Arabic.
What?
So,
Okay.
I thank you for conceding that in that context it involves violence. So now the term intifada is shouted every day on Canada's streets, whether it's Viva Viva Intifada or Globalize the Intifada, which means bring the Intifada here to Canada. So in your view, when that is being chanted in a North York neighborhood, is that incitement to violence or not?
Let me be clear. This has always been the case of the position of the National Council of Canadian Muslims. If anybody is espousing any form of hatred against any group, and that includes anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, any other group against an identifiable group, that is incorrect.
I'm talking about the second section in 319. I'm not talking about hatred. I'm talking about incitement to violence, which is the other section. So my question to you again, if you already concede that this is violence and it is shouted on Canadian streets, do you agree with me that the chant Globalize the Intifada or Viva Intifada is incitement to violence, yes or no?
Well, we're waiting.
I think that your question actually really belies a lot of the problems with bringing this bill forward, and I think it belies some of let's say, motivations behind bringing it at this point. I think Professor Party was referring to the convoy. We saw a number of hate slogans and hateful logos and symbols around the convoy. We saw a number of them.
Okay,
there was no attempt to bring a bill like this forward. So I think, if anything, your question is actually belying that this is meant in order to curb the civil liberties of the millions of Canadians who have taken to the streets peacefully to oppose genocide.
I'm perplexed that a Canadian lawyer somehow could justify incitement to violence. I'm also a lawyer, and I'm very perplexed by your position. Hamas is a listed terrorist entity in Canada. Do you think it should be legal to fly a Hamas flag on a Canadian street?
To be clear, this bill goes much beyond that. And
just answer my question, please. I'm not asking beyond. I'm just asking about the flag. Should it be lawful? Should it be lawful to fly Hamas flag in North York?
I think that it really depends on a lot of different things. What's the intention of the person flying it? And again, this is why something of this nature that impacts civil liberties does need to be examined very clearly. And I'd just like to say that I did not concede that Intifada is violent. I specifically did not concede that.
All right.
I don't want to get into a big thing here, but I'm not sure if technically what you just said was actually an apology.
And if a person is chanting Intifada and they're holding a flag of a terrorist entity like Hezbollah, should that be criminalized in your view or not?
Again, my view is that this bill it's not even scratching that surface, because let me give you an example of what we've seen and my concern for this bill. Over the last year, we've seen Shia, members of the Muslim Shia community every year take to a procession, right? It's called the Arba'in, and they take to the streets. They took to the streets in Montreal wearing a green headband with Arabic calligraphy on it.
Right.
I wasn't asking about signals. I'm sorry, my time is short. I only have about 30 seconds. I refer you to the NCCM statement of October 8th in response to October 7th. Why did the NCCM statement of October 8th fail to mention the word Hamas? A day after the October 7th attack, why did your organization, in the statement that it issued, why did it not mention the word Hamas once?
I don't know how that's even relevant to the provisions that we're discussing here.
Why did your
but let me
statement fail
just say,
to condemn the October 7th attack?
So what? So sorry. Listen. With all due respect, I think that my community has overseen the largest attacks of deadly attacks against an identifiable group in the G7 under in the past few years, and I think that, and I've had to attend the burial of my community members.
Do you condemn the October 7th
attack? The political class has allowed to fester, in part because of a lot of the rhetoric
do you
that we
condemn
see
the October
online.
7th attack by Hamas? Do you condemn it?
Do you condemn Israeli genocide?
I'm asking the question.
I condemn the death of any innocent life. Do you?
Thank you, Ms. Alazem. Thank you. Thank you, Ms.